said that, Sam has said that AI now is laughably bad compared to what it will be. Yep. He said it was the dumbest AI model people will ever have to use is GPT-4.
Yep.
You have said that today's AI will look laughably bad in a year, and then AI will be used for more complex work. So what is that? Walk me through how this AI is going to get even smarter, more complex, better.
Yeah, so look, we think the systems are going to get better. And to say that today's systems are the dumbest they'll ever be is true insofar as the next thing we think will definitely be better. I think we're going to have to understand what that means. But really also is, I think, a comment not only qualifying the next system, but is also kind of qualifying the current systems, as these are systems that aren't that capable, if you think about it, right? These are systems that you can ask questions of. They have this kind of Oracle-like interface. They kind of give you an answer, and that's kind of the extent of it. And they can mimic some level of intelligence, of emotional intelligence. They can be funny if you kind of ask them to be funny. But like, I've heard someone describe them as like, they're kind of like in many ways the world's best parlor trick. And now that's in practice ended up not being quite right. GPT-4 actually has amazing applications in the enterprise, very much to our surprise, and we can come back to that when, if you like. But we do think the next systems will have to cross a kind of utility and capability gap of being able to go out in the world and be useful and help you actually do things, like be real, truly assistive to you, for us to kind of move toward that goal of AGI.
Would you say it's going to be more of an agent on your behalf in the future, rather than just a chatbot? Are there other formats in which we'll use your technology?
I never quite think we have the vocabulary to describe these things until we have them. The vocabulary tends to somewhat wrap itself around the current instantiation of the technology. So the idea, for example, of like a prompt engineer, it's an interesting question to think, will there be such thing as a prompt engineer in 2026 or 2027 where you're trying to fiddle with this prompt to get it quite right? You don't prompt engineer your friends. You might prompt engineer your kids. But like, you and I don't have to like sit here and trade prompt drafts to get each other to understand each other. And so that feels like something that is kind of specific to the era. I think the same way we'll look at the next systems, the language we use to describe what they're capable of will be specific to their capabilities and their gaps. One of the exercises we tried to do with ChatGPT early on was like, we tried to, in classic business operations style, we tried to like ring fence all the use cases and understand like, okay, is there like one common use case that we see that we've identified where we can be like, okay, great, that'll inform kind of the next version of the product that we build because we'll make it better at that thing. And the like number of people that we talk to who are like, I don't have a use case. Like, I use it like in 1 second to help me like plan my kid's birthday party, and the next second I use it to like help me write code, and the next second I use it to like help my elderly parents like navigate their their healthcare. You have this just diversity of use cases that I think it makes it hard really to know how to improve it other than to just make the model smarter and make it better.
Right, and so you've been growing the enterprise business a lot, and I know there are some really exciting applications of it on the enterprise side. Moderna is a recent kind of announcement that you've made as a customer. We can talk a little bit more about that, but I also just want to get to, there were a lot of early hopes and promises around the potential of AI when we saw this leap with ChatGPT. I think it's also fair to say that while there's a lot of promise for AI, in the past year and a half since ChatGPT came out, we haven't seen it drastically reshape our economy or most people's day-to-day jobs just yet. What do you say to those who are skeptical about whether AI is going to be as impactful as maybe some have hyped it out to be?
Like, damn, like we have a year to reshape the economy. It's a tall order.
TikTok.
No, I mean, so I said earlier, the enterprise adoption and the utility that these tools have in the enterprise has really shocked us. We think that there is an amazing opportunity, even if we went home and OpenAI kind of just like decided we were done with what we do. As a kind of a student of history, a student of technology, I'm fairly confident at this point that there'd be this like 10 to 20 year diffusion period through the economy of just GPT-4 level technology. And at some point, we'll have a better system, and we'll have to kind of shuttle everyone over to this next thing and then be figuring out how to incorporate that. And so we're really encouraged by that. I think the thing we study is, how do these systems really make differences in businesses and help businesses better understand their customers, create more personalized relationships with their users, allow them to create new product experiences, allow them to actually do things with their data that they couldn't otherwise do. These are all examples of ways that people are using this version of the technology. And so, our job really, as we see it, is I tell our team, we're kind of these like Sherpas, basically, of kind of helping people get from like what's possible today and what's not possible today to what's possible tomorrow and what might be possible tomorrow that's not possible today. Yeah, I mean, look, the conversation around data is really important. We obviously need to know kind of where data comes from. We just put out a post this week actually about this exact topic, which is basically that there needs to be like a content ID system for AI that lets creators understand as they create stuff where it's going, who's training on it, being able to opt in and out of training, being able to opt in and out of use. Also, like on the other side of that, like being able to actively like allow your content to be put into a model or to be accessed by a model, because there may be this like other economic opportunity on the other end of this. And that's something we're exploring too, which is like, how do you actually go create an entirely different social contract with the web, with creators, with publishers, where as these models go off in the world and do things that are useful, create value, to the extent they're able to like reference and incorporate content from the web, there should be some sort of way that people can kind of get benefit from that. So yeah, we're looking at this problem. It's really hard. We don't have all the answers yet. Maybe by 2026. If you have any ideas, we'll take them. But it is a hard one.
Okay, so no answer on the YouTube for now. Last partnership I want to talk about is maybe your most important one, which is with Microsoft, right? Your investor, partner. How do you deal, with both, what are both the benefits and maybe the challenges with having a partner who is also in what some may call a co-opetition with you, in that they also are selling, right, an enterprise product similar to your offerings?
Yeah, well, they're an amazing partner. Like, there's not a lot of companies in the world, I think, that can build systems at the scale that we build them with Microsoft, and also like put up with us. Like, we're very fast moving, we're kind of demanding, and they see it as an opportunity to help make Microsoft better at what they do from a systems building perspective, and also just understanding AI. We just think this market is ginormous, and so the way we look at it is like, we're a small company, we create technology, we have a view of kind of how and where we want to create and deploy that technology. They're also a company that has their own set of products, own set of customers, and ultimately, like you mentioned earlier, like if we are going to have any needle-moving impact in the economy, I don't think it'll be just OpenAI that, like, as its own single independent company, goes out and like pushes the button to make that happen. Working with partners is very critical to who we are, and so from a go-to-market perspective, which is where my focus is, we see them as an absolutely critical vector in that, along with all the other partners we work with. So it's been very positive, and I think there's a lot more to come there.
Great. Well, we're out of time, but thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Yeah.